Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a pick-me-up makeup look. So this is a look that I'm going to do because I'm feeling pretty tired right now and I want to wake up a little more, feel better. So I just figured I'd bring you guys along through the process, and we're going to go from this to this. So go ahead and keep watching if you want to see this makeup look and wake up a little bit with me. So since this is a makeup look for when you're feeling tired and groggy, as I am now, I went ahead and put on these Peter Thomas Roth eye patches. They're the Cucumber Detox Hydrogel eye patches, and they're nice and cool, and they just help depuff and hydrate. You just leave them on for about 15 minutes or so, and then you take them off. So mine have been on for about 15 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and take them off and then get going with the look. Now that the eye treatment is off, I'm going to go ahead and start using the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This is a very hydrating, nourishing primer moisturizer in one, I would say. I definitely use it as more of a primer for makeup, and my skin has been feeling a little more dry, especially around my chin and mouth, so I'm just going to use this to feel a little more hydrated. And it kind of, wakes my skin up a little more. Now that we have primer on, I'm going to go in with the Aqua foundation, and I'm going to use it with a damp beauty sponge. And this time, because I'm tired and my skin's groggy and needs to be more awake, I went ahead and wet this with cold water. Instead, I find it really helps kind of bring my skin back to life when I use colder water. So I chose to use the Aqua foundation because it's a lighter coverage foundation and more of a luminous coverage. It's kind of more natural and dewy, and it works with your skin to brighten it up and look refreshed. And you can use any type of hydrating or radiant type foundation, and I find it really helps you look a lot more awake. So I know I would also use the Fenty hydrating foundation would be another good option, and or a tinted moisturizer, something like that. Just something with some dew to make your to make your skin look more refreshed and energized. So now that that's all blended in, I'm going to go in with the Marc Jacobs Concealer Stick, and I am going to be putting this in the usual places, so my nose, chin, and eyes, and I'm going to be really certain to get this up into the dark spots up here in the corner of my eyes and really on my eyelids, just to really brighten up my eyes, because I do have some bad dark spots. I am tired and we're trying to, look more bright and awake. Again, I'm going to blend that out with my cold, damp beauty blender. Now, because we're going for a more refreshed look with our skin, I'm going to go ahead and use cream products. So I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury contour wand, and I have the shade Fair. So I'm going to go ahead and put this, in the main contour area. So make a little duck face, kind of purse your lips and put it here and match it up on this side as best you can. And then I'm going to go ahead and use this on the forehead and the lip, the chin, the nose, and that's all. I'm choosing to use more cream and liquid products because I tend to find that when I'm tired, my skin is a lot more dull and dry, and it needs the radiance that cream products bring to me. So that's why I chose cream products and kind of recommend them for when you are feeling like you really need a pick-me-up, your skin's dull, you're feeling tired, and you really want to make yourself look a little more lively. Again, following the cream product trend, I am actually going to go in with this Nudestix Nudies all over face dewy color. So it's a multi-use cream product stick. It can be used on your eyes, lips, and face. And this is in the shade Sweet Peachy Peony. So that is the color there. I've never used Nudestix, so I thought it would be fun to try it out. I'm not really sure. I think I'm just going to warm it up on my fingers and then kind of apply it and maybe blend with the sponge. So that was the last for the cream products. Now we're going to go ahead and go into powders. So first things first, I'm going to set my face, and I'm going to use the Mercier translucent powder to set my face. And for this, I usually use a beauty blender or wet sponge, but this time, because I am tired, my skin's dull and dry, I'm actually going to use a brush to apply it, because it will allow the foundation and creams to be more shiny instead of really packing it on and doing kind of like an almost bake in a sense with the sponge. So that's why I'm going to use a brush instead. I'm going to go ahead and use the Hourglass powder brush to do this, the number 1. I'm just dipping in, tapping off, and lightly applying this only to my T-zone. Then to set my eyes, which I haven't forgotten about, I'm going to use my bareMinerals finishing powder. It's this is one like meant for underneath your eyes. I can't remember the exact shade. Mine's so old that it doesn't have it on it, but they have like a shade name for it, so I will look that up and put that into the description box. But I use this solely underneath my eyes. It kind of has a peachy undertone that is going to help counteract the darkness that I have going on, even with the concealer over top. I really only use this when I am super tired. Otherwise, I'm like, I'll just use whatever. I'll use a face powder on my eyes, not one specific to the eyes and brightening and whatnot. I'm going to go in with Hoola bronzer and again my little Morphe contour brush and do a little finer contouring, because what I did with the wand, the liquid wand, was very diffuse. I kind of use it as a bronzer contour. And this one has a little bit of a cooler tone, so it adds a little more depth to the look, which I need to blend a little more up here. I especially like more cool tone shades when I am trying to chisel out underneath my jaw. I'm going to continue on with the bronzer, and I'm going to use a shimmery, more radiant bronzer, again bringing more life to the face, making us look more awake and revived. I'm using the Too Faced Sweet Tea bronzer. This is kind of my favorite glowy bronzer. You will have seen it featured in probably almost every video that I've posted. And I'm being a little lighter than usual because I do have that contour wand on as well. I'm going to go ahead and do eyes and then, touch up the face a little more. So I'm going to use the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette, the Instant Eye palette. So it's like 3 looks in one. My desk eye is falling apart a little bit. So I have the day eye, the desk eye, 4 eye looks. Day eye and disco eye. So I'm going to go I'm going to try to be light and bright with this eye look because we want to look more awake. So I'm definitely going to use like this shimmer shade here, and I'll probably add more with my Fenty shimmer block, the Diamond Bomb. So the first thing I'm going to do is take this shade here, the lightest color in the day eye, and put that all over my lid. Next, I'm going to go in with the second color in the Desk Eye triplet, and I'm going to put that in the crease and kind of all over the lid once again. What I'm going to be sure to do is trying to lift up at the corners. Usually I kind of just go in a round circular motion because I like kind of a diffuse buffed out look, but I'm trying to do a little more of an upward C motion to kind of open my eyes up a little more. I will say this is not the most pigmented palette, but if you really take your time and work with it, it looks good. I'm going to take a slightly more precise blending brush, so this is just the one that comes in the Naked palette that's double-ended, and I'm going to take the deeper brown, the third color in the Desk Eye, like triplet thing, and put that in the crease and like just the outer half and be certain to blend it more upwards. And I'm just going to very faintly use this. I'm not going for a dark eye look at all. I'll also say that you could just use your bronzer in your crease, and that always looks really good. It ties looks together super well. I'm just doing this mostly to define the eye a little more. So that's about all I'm going to do for that, and then we're going to add some of the light color with the same brush underneath the eye. And now I'm going to go ahead and put some sparkle on. So I'm going to use the Desk Eye shade. Oops, can't see that. I'm going to use the Desk shade right here, the sparkle shade, and apply that with my ring finger. And I'm choosing a light and bright shade with some sparkle because I think it will really liven up the eye look. Now these are more of a sheeny formula, I would say. They're not super foiled in this palette, but in general I just like the undertones of this palette. I'm going to do a little bit of blending in the crease just to make things a little more diffuse, and I am going to use the eyeshadow brush, the bigger one, blending brush that we used with the lighter brown shade. I'm going to go ahead and use our highlighter that we're going to use, which is the Becca Champagne Pop, and I am going to add that to the inner corner and brow bone. See if we can brighten up our inner corners a bit. And I'm dragging it a little bit underneath to try to brighten it up even further. And also applying that to the brow bone. And then if you want more added sparkle, which I honestly kind of want, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Fenty Beauty Diamond Balm with my ring finger and lightly apply that to the lids. And this is what it looks like. It's just basically like straight up glitter flecks. There's no white cast at all. I love this stuff. I even use this like in my hair sometimes. It's not too intense. It kind of can blend with any shadow. And again, just doing a slight blend. So I'm really quickly going to throw on brows and then come back and do some mascara, and we'll finish up the rest of the face. Brows are on, so now I'm going to go ahead and use the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, which I rediscovered in my last video, and I really love this. I'm super glad I rediscovered it. And I'm choosing a mascara that is both volumizing and lengthening. I want the look of fluttery open eyes, and this is a really good mascara for it. I know that a drugstore dupe would be the L'Oreal Lash Paradise, I believe. So that's another alternative. I haven't used it, but I really want to try it. So yeah, this mascara is super volumizing. It really opens up your eyes. This here is only one coat. I literally only dipped this in one time, not just for like each eye. Like I dipped this in once and used it on both eyes and the bottom lashes, and it just like, it opens your eyes up. Like I think this mascara is amazing. I don't know what else to say. If you're tired, try this out. Really can open up your eyes. Okay, so tragically, I didn't realize my card was full, so this part didn't get filmed. But I went in and used the Pillow Talk lip liner from Charlotte Tilbury along with like the Pillow Talk lipstick, and this is more of a glossy finish. And now I'm gonna go in with the Patrick Ta lip gloss, and this one is in this shade She's an Influencer. It's just kind of like a pinky sparkly color just to add a little more dimension and gloss and make our lips look a little fuller and juicier. Helps you look a little more awake, I think, and fresh. And then lastly, I am going to go ahead and use a dewy setting spray. So I'm going to change it up and use the Glam Glow Glow Setter Makeup Spray. And then pat this in with my beauty sponge. This has a super fine mist. It smells good. Like, I want to say it smells like cotton candy, but I don't know if that's right. It smells like sugar to me though. And I'm gonna pat that in with my beauty blender. And I chose a dewy setting spray. Also, I probably should have, you know, done the lipstick after, but whatever. I chose like a dewier setting spray because it helps liven up your skin. You know, when it's dry and dull, it makes you look even more tired. And especially for someone like me who has dry skin already, I want to try to make it look the opposite. I feel like it makes me look fresher, more awake, just more invigorated with life. So this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I personally feel more awake just from doing it. It really helped. Hopefully you learned a few more tips, you know, just using products that really feel good on the skin and that wake you up, and using brightening products to try to counteract, you know, darkness. So if you did like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.